For all of our PSVR fans out there, if you've had your PSVR for a while, you have this full setup that's taking up a lot of your desk space, and you need something to make it take a little less of a footprint, I got this Kootek multi-function cooling stand. I actually bought this myself because I need to rearrange my desk, and I want a little more space back, so let's hope this works. Let's find out. So this is designed for gaming fans, Kootek P4 series. I wonder if that's supposed to say PS4, because this is for the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the Slim. This is not for a PS5. Looks like just a couple simple pieces. An interesting design. It puts your PS4 in a vertical standing position, and then this piece hooks onto your PS4 to put your VR on top of it. I'm a little leery of the design, but we're gonna give it a test and find out. So this is the dock itself. The instructions, a micro USB, one screw to screw this thing in vertically. It's got some cooling fans in it, which is kind of a nice addition. It's got the off, low, and high switch for the fans. I thought it might have some extra USB ports on it, give you a little bit more to use, but it does not. No fancy lights, no fancy nothing. This is just the most basic it's gonna get. It's 20 bucks on Amazon. So it is the most basic it's gonna get. Should take it from taking up a whole lot of your desk space to hopefully very little. That just nestles down in there pretty much anywhere you want to. It can slide back and forth. It doesn't really have a solid home. So you tip the controller way back. I kept trying to like find a way here. You gotta tip it way back there. To get that on, you push that down. You got a spot for each PSVR Move controller. Oh, and unlike the other ones that it just drops in, this is not a simple drop it in design. Whew, this is kind of scaring me. Once you get it right, it's laser, but you gotta like push it down, and that goes down. It does keep them upright more solidly, I guess. And then over here, you got your spot for your processor unit. We do have the newer processor unit on this PSVR. Same thing as the PS4. It doesn't have necessarily a spot that's gonna hold it tight. It's not square to its shape. It just kind of goes in there and can slide back and forth. So you set it up yourself there. And then it says it's got a storage tank here, but the shape is unusual. I'm not really sure what this spot is supposed to store. Let me find out. None of the pictures show it, of course. I actually have it in here backwards. Doesn't really matter how you have it, but the way it's showing it on this, it doesn't show the cable here, but your cable would show hanging off the front, which I don't like. So I'd probably turn it around and rock it this way instead. Now you got this piece that looks like can be adjusted down for a Slim. So it looks like the Pro is the max setting here. So it's just gonna slide on. I'm not gonna have to squeeze that down, tighten it. And then you're supposed to be able to set your PSVR on top of there like that. It's not terribly stable. I mean, it's pretty stable. There it goes. If you had a cat though, and the cat wanted to knock this off, it's coming down. This isn't gonna stay there, but if you were just sitting it there and even if it was on a table, it got shook a little, it would be fine. It's very apparent this thing's only $20 the minute you start using it. Let me find some power. I'll turn this thing on, check out how the fans work on everything on it, see how it's charging, and give you some final thoughts. Now I found out why it doesn't provide a power brick. It says that you're supposed to plug this USB into one of your extra USB ports on your PS4. Take up one of those precious ports to charge the fans and stuff. I would plug it into the wall, but I guess that's how they're justifying that. Let's see how the fans do. We got low. On high, it's quiet. I mean, you can hear it. It's moving some air. It's barely moving air. I didn't buy this for the fans. I honestly probably would never turn the fans on. I bought this just to keep everything in one spot and keep it charged. If you're buying it for the fans, that's the wrong reason to buy this thing. Don't buy it because you need to keep your PS4 cooler. It'll do a little bit. It is making airflow, but it's not gonna be anything crazy if your PS4 is prone to overheating. The only thing I could figure out this port, no picture on the box in the instructions shows what it is or says what it is. I think that it's if you had your cable wound up, you can kind of put your cable for your PSVR in there and that'll hold it. It's charging the controllers, it says in the manual, it will stop charging those once they are charged up, so you don't have to worry about it burning out your controllers. 20 bucks is cheap for something like this. So I will say it earns the $20 you paid for it, and I will leave a link in the description for you, because at this point I am gonna keep it. It's gonna fit on my desk the way I want it to. It's gonna get everything out of the way. It's gonna keep it charged up. So I'm okay with that, but there are a lot of cooler stands if you're willing to pay a little bit more than 20 bucks, or if you're willing to have it take up a little bit bigger of a footprint. So I'll leave some links in the descriptions to some other stands I've tried in case you want something a little nicer than this. It's gonna do its job for what I need. So I gotta say, hey, decent job, Kootek, making something very cheap while still functional. So I applaud the efforts. I wanna say thank you so much for coming out today. Do you use a stand? Do you think a stand matters? I've always had something to keep everything charged, and I feel like it's been valuable to me. Thank you, and I will see you in another reality.